Hello, welcome to the next edition of Jank. Finally, the deck I've been wanting to have featured on the channel is finally coming this week. So, if you have been wondering why I have not featured the ultimate Jank card yet from Foundations, it's coming. So, if you like the Jank, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification for future videos. We're on our way to 2,000 subs. Let's get there together as a family. Let's get into this deck list and see the deck in action. So, you're probably wondering, well, what am I talking about? What super jank tank card was dumped in Foundations that everyone's probably hoping that I featured? That is Homunculus Horde. The 4-drop 2/2, whenever you draw your second card, create a copy of the Horde. We're doing it, chat. I mean, everyone, we're doing it. So if you're interested in this kind of deck, it's going to be a spicy brew. We have some Kaidos because he does draw an extra cards. It seems like a reasonable profits deck. We will be able to draw a bunch of cards. We have Puppeteer. We have some Mystics as a way to make a bunch of 1/1s. When we draw our second card, we have a Ledger Shredder to also trigger it. So we could also Fatal Push on our turn or Thoughtseize. And we still get our second card for the turn. Mana base, pretty stock. Dimir. Lands. Sideboard, we have some more Duresses in case our pushes are bad. We have some 3 steps ahead in case our push and probably Puppeteer is bad. We have some Heartless Axe for a little bit extra removal for Thoughtseize. We have some Mystical Disputes for a little bit extra counter magic. We have some Necromentia in case we face combo, or a deck that has a good answer for our deck. We can't have them resolve in killing our Horde. We have a 3 Leyline of the Voids for Graveyard Hate. That is our Dimir Prophet / Horde deck. Let's get into it. Thoughtseize. What you got going on? Manic Incarnation, go. So it looks like our turn is going to be an island into a Mystic. Actually, the Shredder seems pretty reasonable here. Play the Shredder. You. This probably is going to eat a Vanishing Burst, if I had to guess. Yeah. Poor dude didn't stand a chance. Play his Sewers, Opt. Then it does trigger a little bit of our extra draw 2, so we'll go ahead and play a Mystic. Go. Now, what's nice about the Opt is now we can play Mystic into a draw, and that will allow us to be able to make a bunch of tokens. Alright, there's the Hotwoods. So we play Mystic, play an Opt. Pathway is good. So we have our land for next turn for this Horde. Put that on black, I guess. Shove in there for 2, say go. So now we have a reasonable board. I think we wait to deploy the Oculus and Homunculus until after a Wrath. Since this is Incarnation, that could very well be an option. But it's not as likely, I don't think, as potentially Bring to Light. So maybe it's a little bit more free. Okay, cleans up my board. Super rude. Alright, play the Horde. Shove it there. Say go. Don't you touch my Horde, okay? Don't be rude. We all could be friends. Shocks himself. Another Overlord to draw another card. So we all could be friends. Don't touch my Horde. Play a Prophet. Draw a card. Make a token. Play a, put a counter on a Fairy. Get frisky, say go. Save the Prof for next turn. Tap land. Up the Beanstalk. So he does get an Overlord. Do you have something else? Another Up the Beanstalk. Maybe I should be playing Up the Beanstalks, but I don't really have good ways of triggering the 5 mana value. Don't touch a Horde. You can kill my fairies all you want, though. I don't need them. Nowhere to run. Gets rid of a Horde. Because he just can't let us have nice things. There comes the Overlord. Alright, Mystic's not a bad draw. And we'll play another Prophet. And then draw another card. Create a Fairy. And we'll play this on black. And put a counter on the Fairy. I can't really attack with the Horde. Say go. So far the Horde is working. Not really good against big groundies, but eventually it will get through. This Fatal Push needs to be cut in this matchup. It's not very good. So hopefully we can take this match. Okay. So if he attacks, then what? Oh. Get rid of the Zur. Scoops it up. Fatal Push out. That seems to be it. Now I could go in some Heartless Axe. Is this an Incarnation build? Yes, but we could definitely bring in Disputes, I guess. And some 3 steps ahead. Duress, probably not so much. We can get rid of a exactly 8 up the Beanstalk, but not really worth it. Get rid of an Opt and run it like that. Okay, I think in this hand, we want to play the Sewers. Don't want more lands, they go. At this point, we're just trying to find the payoffs. Up the Beanstalk. Okay. Thoughtseize. I think I Thoughtseize. Guess I take a binding. Tap land, go. Because I'm going to be able to Shredder plus Opt in the same turn. I definitely need to get rid of a Proft. Right? Because it's not doing much. A binding. Sure. Probably trying to find extra hits the land drops. Or get rid of a Proft. I don't want that. Found a land, that's good. Another Thoughtseize. Attempt to Thoughtseize you. Take Incarnation. Thoughtseize you. Take a Skyclave. Put that on blue. Yep. I think the least important one are the Nowheres. Just because they are... We could easily grow anything bigger than a Nowhere. And if he has the 2-for-1 himself, the 2 Nowheres just to take out a threat, then by all means do that. Human. Opt. We need to dig for a threat here, not a land. You guys were destined to find a land. Play a Shredder. Play a Proft. To make you use a Fatal Push. Okay, nowhere to run, sure. Don't need a Mystical Dispute. Actually, yes, it's a human. So the the Cavernous Soul stops me. Play a Mystic. Go. Now this probably will make him force him to use his Fatal Push on this. Or you might just play a Overlord plus nowhere to run. Yeah. And that's not terrible. Play a Kaido. Uptick.
Get out. Easy. Now this is a juicy secret.
Discard a Prof. So there you go. Now, the question here is, what is his move? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can play an Ancient Treachery, take a Hive. Seems actually pretty reasonable. I don't really have a good way of countering that either. Or stopping it. Alright, let's go ahead and consider. Shredder's not doing it. So he's probably going to take my Hive. Sure. Oculus Horde. Oculus Horde. Draw.
Now, what do we have here?
Play land. Or discard the land. Yep. And there's a binding. Probably should get rid of the token. Or the Kaido, that's fine too.
That's some serious counter intelligence.
I mean, did you trigger revolt? Am I missing something here? Okay. That's reasonable. Gonna kill a horde. And a binding. Yeah, you just can't draw much. Oh, my prof. That's fine. Again, you don't really have your thing triggered. Play Tainted. Trying to find a land here. Another horde. Say go. Kaito. I mean, pick up Yorion. See, this is why I didn't think it was wise to not hit the token here. I mean, yeah, you could blink 2 copies of, I guess two of those, and that is enough to kill my hordes. That's just, I'm off. Run it back. Sewers. Tainted bot to the graveyard. Go. Play land and pass. Wait for Shredder until we actually can use it in both modes. Cast it and use it. Actually, we can just do it here. Opt. Yeah, I can't really stop a fatal push anyways. Yeah, there's the push. Get rid of the Mystic. Yeah. No, take a Mystic. That's fine. That's kind of funny. I really want to land off the top untapped. So we can Mystic plus Tainted Intelligence on his turn. There we go. Assembled. Go. There's a Verge. Boiler. Kills my Mystic. Sure. I don't think I can go for that one. Alright, so the Overlord's trigger. Play a horde. Go. A binding. Sure. Picks up a Yorion. Alright, another horde. You can try to go for Yorion here. Oh my gosh. Our poor little horde. Fable. So now, next turn, the horde comes off. I mean, the Overlord. Okay. Go. We are trying so hard to keep our hordes alive. Up the Beanstalk. Please tell me you're playing as Up the Beanstalk into a Yorion. Of course. It's another removal, so. Can't I just play my hordes and, you know, have fun? This is Jank Tank, man. Alright, we play Indulgence. Play a Kaido. Make a ninja? Go. Alright, please. Don't answer both my hordes. Okay. Now the issue here is now the Yorion gets around my dispute. Okay. Block. Attempt to go for a counter, but you just pay it. Okay. 0-1 is getting to the next. I am now offering Patreon and locals content exclusive. It includes sideboard guides, budget guides, exclusive videos, as well as other types of content. If you want to check out the link, is in the description. Now, let's get back into the video. Shores. Yup. You just need lands. I'm risking it. Courtyard probably means this is Greasefang. Play a land, play a Shredder, say go. So next turn we can play another Shredder. A Thalia. I see. I can't play 2 spells. Play a Shredder. Headshot, go. Vanguard. Hits me, take it. Play a Mystic. Headshot. You. So now I can play Consider, make a 1-1 that can chump at Thalia. So this is definitely Orzhov humans. So we're taking 7. Take it. Down to 10. Finally draw a land. Now the question is what color I'm putting this on. Go ahead and put that to the graveyard. Make a fairy. Put that on black. Headshot, go. So if I fatal push the Vanguard next turn, it makes it extremely awkward because I really need to get rid of the Thalia. That looks like he's about ready to name the Vanguard. Alright, so that's cool. We get to Sprock the Shredder. Get rid of the Opt. Get rid of a Aussies. And make a 1-1. So that's pretty sweet. Not going to lie. So now we have a little bit of a blocker situation. So that is Vanguard and Thalia. We will chomp. That forces you to sack one of your bodyguards. And then we should be able to hopefully do something this turn. We can't get rid of this Thalia. Oh. Okay, you're going to wait until right now. Okay, so nothing happens there. We lose a fairy, which is okay. Puppeteer, not really helpful. So I think at this point, get rid of the Vanguard. Hit with a Mystic. There you go. So again, we're tight on resources. And I can't get rid of the Thalia until this bodyguard is gone. Now, assuming he's in black means he has Fatal Push or Thoughtseize. Because why else would you be in black? Unless you're playing the Dire Instincts. I think that's what it's called. The black-white human removal spell. Either way, it's black is for the removal. Or it's just for General Kudrow. And I am completely wrong. Either way, it's definitely sweet. So if you tack out. So I can't really block that efficiently. So I think I just chomp here. Take 4. Because if I block, double block here, I can't force the bodyguard. Which is what I need to do. So this is interesting. First, go ahead and consider, which triggers the Mystic. Graveyard that. Make a 1/1. So I think I need to wait. I can't kill the Kudrow. And if I get rid of the values of Tenant. I think I get rid of a Horde. Play a land. Try to find removal. Consider. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that's okay. So there you go. So you can't ever really attack with a bodyguard. So he is forced to attack with what here? Because we did make this a 3/5 now, which is a little bit bigger. I can't really double spell. Which is part of the problem. Dire Tactics. That's the reason why he's playing the black. He gets Frisky for 4. I will chump just with the 1/1 and call it a day. I don't have to do anything unless you force me to. So he shoves in with everything. So I have to block here and here. And then that means Thalia is open. Might be too late though. We're at 3. Consider. Don't need a land. And we're dead. Okay, scoop it up. So we have Heartless Act. That's essentially it. For this part, we probably want to trim backwards. So 1 and 1. 2 over 4 drops, pretty clunky. Make our curve a little lower. 1.8, probably reasonable. Run it like that. Sewers. Hotsies, Graveyard. Go. Okay, Courtyard and a Recruitment Officer. I don't see myself needing to do anything. We're just going to play a land and say go. I just kind of need to find another piece besides this Horde. It gives me a little bit of a mid-range piece. So I'm probably going to have to use the Op first. I'm not interested. So, play the land. Play a Proft. And say go. So now, Horde is interesting here. But then again, we can't do it until turn 5, most likely. As long as he doesn't Vanguard me, or doesn't Thalia me. So I think at this point, I could act away one of these. I think my best bet is a Horde. 6. Okay, nope. Nope, I'm dead. If he has a removal spell. I mean, sometimes that just happens. Yeah. The problem with Horde, it does cost a bajillion mana. Alright, so I'm assuming he's attacking out. We go to 2. And pray we get there. Go, Horde. Block. So if I play Act, take this out. Can't block that, so I guess I just... Alright, 0 and 2. Let's get into the next. Through PayPal, I'm offering for $20 play your deck through League. I also give you an article about how to improve the list, and as well as some sideboard guides in very particular matchups. If you want to check out, the link is in the description. Now, let's get back into the video. So, Hollow Fountain. So we're facing control, most likely. So at least we don't have to, at least we don't have to worry about our stuff being too slow. We should be able to just kind of stay with them for the most part. Zerda. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I don't know why you would play this over Kihira, but sure. Go ahead and play and consider. Don't want to opt. Play a Shredder. They go. Of course you have a counter. Was not expecting anything other than that. So, I mean... Play the land, passes. Play a swamp. Go. The plus side here is, for the most part, our opponent might think you might be playing some counter spells. We're not really playing counter spells, though. We opt. Shredder, not interested. Another horde. I don't really want to play the horde yet. Go. So the goal here, I think, is to just sit back and chill. We don't want to play a horde until we have another mana. So go. So that means we get to play a horde plus immediately draw. So we get to make multiple copies of the horde. So we definitely don't want to just play a single horde and pass. That would just lead to probably a removal spell and getting blown out. So yeah, I would not recommend that. We definitely want to leave up something after the horde resolves. We could definitely run out the Puppeteer. That's probably a fine card to get countered or to get answered. We don't value the Puppeteer as much as we do the horde. Sure, go ahead and counter that. Go. Now, second, no more lies. Cracks that, draws a card. Play the land, cracks the land. Play a horde. Man, you're rushing to a counter spell here. Go ahead. Yeah. That's good with me. So a dig. Yeah. That's good. So he has one blue left over? Okay, lay down arms. We'll go ahead and attempt to Tainted Indulgence. Counter spell. Short. There goes our threat. It's a fairy. So he's going to untap probably 2 blue sources, have another counter up. If you go ahead and horde here plus profit. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So, horde. Proft. Proft. And another counter. Go. Why can't we just do horde stuff? That's all I want to do is make tons of big eyes. Look at those things. So that just inadvertently shuts down my mechanic. Well, you want to stop and have the best tech against horde? I guess you just freaking prevent me from drawing more than one card a turn. Emperor.
I'm not overconfident.
Eventually we'll get something going on. Maybe not in this game, but somewhere in this match. I mean, he is so far ahead on mana, or on card advantage. Rewind. Okay. So, Fatal Push out. 3 steps ahead in. Dispute it. Possibly Duress it. That's essentially it. We got 4 more cards we could cut. Is there any cards that we actively want to cut? Probably a Puppeteer. 1, and 2 Shredder. I don't like that. Play a Verge. Go. So, plays a Archive. Alright, Duress. Play Emperor. Get rid of the Emperor. Go. So now we just leave up those 3 steps ahead and just kind of chill. Go. Cycles. That's fine. Probably cycle the Censor at some point. That's not very relevant. Play the land. Say go. Next turn is when we're going to go for the Mystic. So we can leave up just 3 steps ahead. Go Mystic. What do you guys say about that? Cracks the Passage. I mean, you probably could just get a Plains, yeah, just lay down arms. I could pay the 3, but then you just get to ferry down. Alright. Not worried. Go. So I think our strategic line here is going to be take the Indulgence on Insta, try to find something to replace our current threat he just countered. But we can't let him get it to ferry down. That doesn't seem logical. Alright. Tainted Indulgence. We will pitch the shores if it resolves. Okay. I don't care about shocking myself. We'll just pass the turn. Create a treasure, okay? Not sure what that's doing for you, but yeah, that's a thing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and consider trying to keep digging. Don't want to land, we want a creature. Guess we're destined to freaking draw a land, huh? Alright, Hive at least is a tolerable creature. Or land. Yep. So that at least is a clock. And it's not very easy for him to be able to answer with a laydown arms. So that's nice. He doesn't have a field yet. Alright, untap. Turn on the Hive. Get frisky. Eat the Emperor. If you have an Emperor, you have an Emperor. I can't be afraid of that. Say go. Cycles. Okay. Makes a treasure. That doesn't seem very impressive. Like, at this point, I'd rather just sack a treasure if I was him to draw a card. Yeah, that makes more sense. So you have 3 mana. Cycles. Okay, still no Fields of Ruin. Picks up a Zerda. Not really helpful, but sure. You did just tap down a blue source, I wouldn't have. Go ahead and turn on the Hive. Keep getting frisky. Answer a Censor. It hit you. Go. If I draw more lands, I might want to actually Proft, then Hive. But as of right now, it makes no sense. Because I don't have enough mana to 3 steps ahead plus a Proft. plus turn on Hive. So Zerd is not the card I'm worried about. Unless he somehow proves that he should be. So we'll go ahead and play turn on the Hive. 3 steps ahead. I mean, Mystical Dispute's a little weird here. So you can easily pay for that. So we'll just keep getting frisky. Eat the Censor. And he can make a 1/1. And that could trade. I don't really have that many removal spells. I could create a copy of it. That would be interesting. But I think I just have to let it go. So Hive is going down for Zerda. Ship the turn. So we just never drew the land to make it actually play a Proft, then turn on a Hive. Make it a 4/4 and then a 5/5 potentially, and just keep getting it bigger. Thoughtseize. Dovin's Veto. Play Proft. Fairy Mastermind. I could go for the counter, but it doesn't seem very good. Yeah, I'd rather him just take an extra card, I guess. It is a little weird that a control deck is playing a Fairy Mastermind, though. Thoughtseize. You have a counter? Rewind. Slow things down. You can definitely pay the treasure, yeah. And that's fine, I think. I don't think I need to counter this for Thoughtseize to lose 2 life. So it's nice to see Rewind, see some little bit of play. It's one of those cards you think would be pretty good with Lotus Field because it's basically net, you know, a lot more mana for a counterspell, but it's never seen him kind of play in a long time. Celestis. Okay. We need to try to get this to Fairy down. So he's probably going to try to attack me here. It's so funny how this opponent has literally hate cards for my deck. It's kind of humorous. Right. I mean, because like Tainted Indulgence, I trigger Fairy Mastermind with that. That's interesting. All right, Proft. Yo. Put the counters on the... I should do the original, because the original probably more important. Has more value than the token, which they could easily, like portable hole, or not portable hole, but any kind of exile-based removal. Temporary exile-based removal, it just takes out the token permanently. So it's definitely worse than the original. Lay down arms. Tainted Indulgence. Please resolve. I want to do something with the hordes in this footage, man. Sure. Okay, you got me. Narset that stops my entire deck.
I have just the trick for this.
And then he finds a March, and I'm just done. Okay. 0-3, let's get to the wrap-up. So what did we learn this week about this deck overall? Like, overall, we went 0-3. I believe in the live stream that I played this deck originally, I think I went 2-2 or something like that. So, like, it's definitely, like, 30% win rate. It's definitely, I think it needs a little bit of lower curve. I maybe want to cut the Puppeteer from the deck entirely, just to get a decent 3-drop or something like that. I don't know if I think I want another Kaido, though. It's not that great for the first copy anyways. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about this shell. What cards would you recommend for a little bit to lower the curve a little bit? Because I do think Puppeteer might be a little too much. Mystic, on the other hand, felt pretty reasonable. In general, it was a nice card to have. It allowed us to flood the board against aggro, which is kind of what it was meant to be. But you also could argue, if you went, you could have basically 8 copies of the Mystic. Because you have the enchantment that makes a 1/1 fairy, and then you have this thing. So you could technically, quote unquote, make a bunch of fairies with that approach. I'm not sure how good that would be, but it'd be much lower curve. It could potentially also play still your profs, because it's real good with the fairies. So there is a possibility that maybe it is the correct build. You do lose out on the best cards in the format, aka Thoughtseize, Thoughtseize and Push. But you could gain stuff like Torch the Tower, which is pretty reasonable since you're stacking tokens. You're making tokens anyways. So if you let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see a Izzet variant of this deck, because I do think it could be very much a possibility. Horde, Mystic plus the enchantment could be a reasonable foundation for a deck. But like I said, I want to always let me know in the comment section. Like I said, let me know in the comments also what you guys thought. What cards would you suggest? What changes would you guys make? Because I think this deck could be a reasonable, fun F&M deck, which is what I'm going for. And until next time, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Shout out to all my supporters. And if you want to see any other content from me, check out either one of these 2 videos and playlists. And I'll talk to you soon.